Salams, ahlan wa sahlan. I'm Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. Thank you so much to the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom for inviting me to share space with all of you. I so incredibly appreciate the opportunity to speak about something I'm passionate about, which is Palestinian liberation. As you all know, I have family in the West Bank, in the occupied territories. And it's also not only my beloved, beautiful grandmother, my Siti, but it's also my aunts, my cousins, my uncles, and so many more that deserve human dignity, not only in the workplace, but even in their own homes. And so it's so important that as I get asked continually what else we can do to promote that, not only Palestinian liberation, but really liberation of all people and pushing back against human rights abuses. I know this. I grew up in the most beautiful, blackest city in the country, in the United States. And every corner is a reminder of the civil rights movement, the labor rights movement. And it's people on the ground that demanded that change. No matter who was in the White House or who was in Congress, it was that movement work on the ground where it was teach-ins, marches, protests, op-eds from just regular folks that were speaking that truth that needed to be said so that we can truly free people from painful oppression. And so when people ask what else we can do, I am always reminded of what an African-American Baptist pastor have said in my community. He said that we're not a country that is divided, but disconnected. And that can be applied globally, that our movements for immigrant rights, for women's rights, for the push against poverty and other injustices, that it is connected to other liberation movements. And so for us, we cannot wait until it's our community that is impacted by oppressive policies. We have to speak up. So when I look at the beautiful, massive Black Lives Matter movement that has reached globally, I love to see the crowd full of people that are not just Black. They are Latino. They are so many different other backgrounds. And that to me is what strengthens movement and actually transforms policy and changes. And so here at home in the United States, I know this. I know that it is those interconnections that is really raising the bar of what we expect when people speak about true freedom for everyone that lives in Palestine and Israel. And for us to all truly understand that, we need to be intentional about how we connect with each other. And so my fight for water as a human right is something that here at home I'm pushing against water shutoffs, but I know that it is so connected to pushing, making sure that folks in Gaza have water. And I always say this, I say cutting people off of water is violence. It is true violence when you take away something that is life, and water is life. And so I know that, again, you all are working towards that, but it is not that complex. When people ask me and I respond that way, they kind of look at me and I tell them, don't underestimate the power of connection, a connection that can happen with movement. And I saw it in the migrant rights movement. I saw it during the labor rights movement. It's when we all do it together that we can truly see transformative change in policy. So thank you all so much for this opportunity, and know that you always have a partner and someone that speaks truth to power, even when my voice shakes, even as the attacks come. I can't see myself doing anything but that. And I do it not only for my grandmother, but for all the mothers that raised me in this beautiful, beautiful district of mine in the 13th. So thank you again. Take care. Please be safe. Salam.